Hello, my name is Sarah Huggett and welcome to the Studio Today show. We will be covering a wide range of news from local news to international news. First up, according to CNBC Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla, said people will likely need a third dose of the COVID-19 vaccine within 6 to 12 months of being fully vaccinated. Bourla continued to say that there may be a need for an annual revaccination in order to combat all variants. Researchers still do not know how long protection against the virus lasts once someone is fully vaccinated. Pfizer said that their vaccine is more than 95% effective against COVID-19. Now going to more local news, we hand over to reporter Matt Scopa as he covers the increase in construction for housing in the Blacksburg area.
There's major changes to its real estate sector as the construction of new apartment complexes and the raising of local rent progresses. As Virginia Tech continues to grow and accept new students, Blacksburg must meet the demand for more high-class housing. Jeffrey Robert, an associate professor of real estate at Virginia Tech, discussed the nature of these developments.
There is a supply and demand issue where there are only about 10,000 beds on the campus itself, dormitory beds. And so that means the private sector needs to produce the rest of the housing stock.
Robert also mentioned how the increase in student population will contribute to the overall growth of Blacksburg.
More faculty, more staff, more of that supporting group. They've got to have property too. So as the school gets bigger, it will make the town bigger.
Junior and retreat resident Quincy Bienkowski examined how the increase in student supply will cause rent to rise.
People have to live somewhere. We all go to school here, so we don't really have a choice. So I think everyone's going to start saying, hey, why would I only charge $500 a month when they're charging $1,000 a month?
Blacksburg must continue to develop residential real estate for the growing demand of housing, but students will suffer from price increases as a result. This has been Matt Scopa from Advanced Multimedia Reporting, signing off.
Now we have our PSA brought to you by Feeding America.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to the show. Before the commercial break, we highlighted the increasing amount of construction and housing projects taking place across Blacksburg. To further investigate this issue, I went to the streets to gauge opinions of how the people of Blacksburg felt about this. How do you feel about the growing construction for new apartment complexes in the Blacksburg area?
It hasn't really impacted me directly because I live on the other side of town, but it is kind of a hassle to get around.
I mean, sometimes it's annoying when I wake up and hear it, but other than that, it's not a big deal to me.
I think that it's beneficial because Tech's population has been growing recently to have more off-campus housing options, but I don't know if we necessarily need more construction in the Blacksburg area.
Do you feel like Blacksburg is losing its small town feel with these new apartment complexes being built?
I don't think it is that much, just because it is like a huge it is known for being a college town. I feel like, most of the apartment complexes that are being built are mostly made for students who go here. So I feel like it still kind of has the college town feel for it.
I'd say the downtown is still the same, so not really. I'd say the population is growing, so it's just going to become more packed, but the downtown's still the same, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I also believe that Blacksburg still has a small town feel when, we all moved in, so, more construction for more students won't really affect the small town feel of Blacksburg.
Now on to more local news. The NFL draft will begin on April 29th in Cleveland, Ohio, as two former Hokie football players are projected to go into the first round of the draft. Caleb Farley and Christian Darrisaw have been projected as mid to late first rounders in many NFL mock drafts. Both players are amongst the top of their positions for this year's draft. Darrisaw will presumably be the first offensive player drafted in the first round from Virginia Tech since running back David Wilson in 2012. Up next, Back Outside is the slogan for the Rolling Loud Festival in Miami. The 3-day music extravaganza will take place in the Hard Rock Stadium from July 23rd to 25th. This Festival will be the first major music festival to take place since the pandemic began. Musical guests will include Young Thug, Megan Thee Stallion, Jack Harlow, Lil Izzy Vert, and many more. Tickets go on sale Friday, April 23rd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Now let's introduce our guest, Allie McCormick. Allie is the president of the Honors Residential Commons Council. Welcome, Allie.
Thank you.
All right, so I have a few questions. Has it been hard to hold events during COVID-19? If so, why?
I mean, yes, I actually had the luxury of having the experience of being part of our council before and after, so the difference is just a lot less coming together in like big groups and talking with people and getting to know the new residents of the community. So that's really been like the biggest challenge is how do we bring in these freshmen that don't know what college was like beforehand?
Okay. What is the process for putting on events in a dorm?
I mean, it starts really early. Any event that you want to do, you need like at least a month notice in advance for covering finances and just getting logistics coordinated. So it takes a while and it takes a little bit longer to make sure everything complies with COVID standards these days.
All right, well, thank you, Allie. That's unfortunately all we have time for. Thank you for coming in, and thanks again to our audience for joining us on Studio today. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow. We'll be on at the same time. Have a great rest of your night. I am Sarah Huggett, signing off.